Right, so 2021 complex numbers algebra questions once again. So here Z1 is minus 3 plus 4a, Z2 is 4 plus 3a, and once again they give you a squared is equal to minus 1. Now plot and label Z1, Z2, and Z1 plus Z2. So standard question, throwing them in the Argand diagram. So Z1 is minus 3 across, what in God's name is that? Minus 3 and 4a up. There's my Z1. Next one, Z2 is 4 plus 3a. So 4 plus 3a. There we go. I'm whispering here because I have a 8-month-old sleeping upstairs. So squeaky bum time, as Fergie said. And Z1 plus Z2, you're going to have to fill them in. So in Z is Z1, I'm filling in minus 3 plus 4a. Plus my Z2 is 4 plus 3a. Technically, I don't need the brackets there when they're adding together, but if that was a minus, I would definitely have a second set of brackets for these terms over here. So tidy that up, minus 3 plus 4a plus 4 plus 3a, and then my real bits go together, which gives me 1, and my imaginary bits, 1 plus 7a. I'm going to plot that. It looks good because it fits into the diagram there, and that is my Z1 plus Z2. Next thing, so they generally ask you modulus and division, because they're the two areas that we're going to make mistakes. Now, how much room did they give me? Feck all here. So Z3 is equal to Z1 over Z2. So Z1 is minus 3 plus 4a over my Z2 is 4 plus 3a. Now we need to know this. If it's not modulus, we need to know our division. Now when we're dividing, we're multiplying top and bottom by the conjugate of the bottom. So top and bottom by the conjugate of the bottom. So what that just simply means, you're multiplying top and bottom by 4 minus 3a. Now you'll be a lot easier filling this into your exam papers. And I just split it up for yourself. Put them both into brackets. Both the brackets. And tidy it up. Now once we see I squared, remember, alarm bells are ringing because I'm going to sub in minus 1. 9a and 16a give me 25a, and then minus 12, and from a squared minus 1, so that becomes minus 12 plus 12. There you go, for 25a on the top line. Going to do the same for the bottom now. So 4 plus 3a times 4 minus 3a, and the reason we do this is we'll always end up with just a number. Not an imaginary number, a real number. So when you multiply a complex number by its conjugate, you end up with a real number. And this touchscreen's a disaster. So 16 minus 12a, and I can barely read that myself, that's a 3, plus 12a, and what's that, a minus 3a, minus 9a squared. Tidy that up, my two i's go, as you can see there. So I've got 16 minus 9, and I squared is up in minus 1. So 16 plus 9, which is 25. That was my bottom. Now I put them both together. So I have 25a over 25, and I just end up with 1a. 25 to 25 goes once. Next thing, find, here we go. This is the modulus. It's either one or the other. And if I don't know this formula, I'm fecked. So square root of a squared plus b squared. The square root of real squared plus imaginary squared. Now the first thing is I'm going to have to do a bit of subtraction, and I'm going to have to work out the conjugate. So Z1 and Z2, just so I have them written down. So Z1 is minus 3 plus 4a, and Z2 is 4 plus 3a. Now, first one is Z1 conjugate. So Z1 conjugate, change the sign of the imaginary part, minus 3 minus 4a. So I'm going to subtract minus 3 minus 4a minus. Now when I'm minusing, I need my brackets. Otherwise, I'll forget to change the sign of both terms. 4 plus 3a. So minus 3 minus 4a minus 4 minus 3a. It's like multiplying by minus 1 if you need. If I didn't have the bracket, I'd have this here surely, but I would forget to change the sign of that. Tidy it up. Minus 3 minus 4 is minus 7. Minus 4a minus 3a is minus 7a. Now I'm going to need to do the modulus of it. So the square root of a squared plus b squared. And there's no i's needed in this because it's only the distance from the origin that it represents. So the modulus means the distance from the origin. And you throw that in your calculator and you get 7 square root 2. That answer looks right because look at the form it wants it in, p root q. So 7 root 2 units from the origin. So division, modulus up all the time. Next one, show that 4 is a solution. Now you could do your minus b formula here, and one of your answers there will be will be 4. Another way, anytime to show that something is an answer, sub it in. So instead of saying x squared, I'm going to say 4 squared minus 2. Everywhere there's an x, I'm subbing in what x is. X is 4. Tidy that up. 16 minus 8. Minus 8 is equal to 0. 0 is equal to 0. Therefore, if you want, 4 is a solution. Or something like that. You don't need that. This is the key bits here. The equation that has solutions 5 and minus 2. Find the value of a and b. Now this is a difficult one, especially if we rely on the minus b formula. So this will be tough. What they do is they give you what's known as the roots. They give us the answers. They want us to work back. So what we do initially is we bring each of these terms across to turn it into its factors. So x minus 5 is equal to 0 and x plus 2 is equal to 0. So when the term came across, the sign changed. And now I'm just going to multiply each of these, putting them into brackets. And how do I multiply it by brackets? I boast them. So x times x plus 2 minus 5 times x plus 2. And tidy that up. And these things tidy up, so what do we get? X squared minus 3x minus 10 is equal to 0. And if you look at the question, it says find the value of a and b. A is what's in front of the x, which is 2, and b is the number at the end, which is minus 10. Find the solutions to this. Give each answer to 2 decimal places. So I've got my trinomial, I've got my quadratic. I know straight away I'm going to do my ABC, as some people call it, or my minus b formula. So by writing down the formula, you're getting your attempt marks. So minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now, write down your values of a, b, and c. And if you don't write them down, you're going to make a mistake with your b's especially. So a is the number in front of x squared, which is 5. B is the number in front of x, which is minus 2. C is the number at the end, which is minus 9. Throw these numbers into the formula. So minus, and now my b is minus 2. Plus and minus. Square root of b squared minus 2 squared. Need your brackets there, otherwise your calculator will mess up. 4ac all over 2a. Now you throw that in your calculator. And I get 1.556. It says 2 decimal places, so 1.56. And then just go back and change that plus to a minus. Press your ST button, minus 1.16. There are my two answers for that trinomial. Number 4, solve this equation. So multiply out your brackets. Numbers one side, letters the other. So 4 times 2x, 8x, plus 12, minus 7 is equal to 3x minus 15. I generally tidy before I move it across. And then draw my arrows to what's moving, and whatever gets the arrow, the sign changes. So 8x minus 3x is equal to minus 15 minus 5. 5x equal to minus 20. X equal to minus 20 over 5. X equal to minus 4. Simultaneous equations. Now, what you often see is people trying to square this. You don't do that for these. This is one linear, one quadratic. What it's asking you is, where does a line meet a circle? At what points? Could meet at 1 point, in which is a tangent, or 2 points. So you can't go squaring it, because then you've changed the shape. This is my line, the first one. This is my circle, the second one. So what you must do is you work with a simple one, I always say, the line, and get one of the letters on its own. Now get your y on its own there. So you've got 2x minus 7 is equal to y. So the 7 came across and your y came across. Now into that second thing there, I'm going to write x squared plus, instead of y squared, I'm writing 2x minus 7 squared. Now to save myself a bit of time, I'm going to write out that bracket twice. It's equal to 49. So there's my y squared there. Now you bust your brackets, multiply it out. I'll do it a quicker way just to save me a wee bit of time and a wee bit of space. And see, do you get the same answer? Pause the video if you need to. And then just tidy it up. I'm going to bring across that other 49, and you see they actually just cancel. Now, I'm thinking of my class here. I would tell them to do the minus b formula here. Other people, you might think about taking out the common factor, keeps it a bit easier, but we'll work with the minus b formula here. So my a is 5, b is minus 28, c is 0. And I'm going to throw it into my minus b. So as I say, you could take out your common factor and just type it in, nice and easy. And when you work that out, you get x to equal to 0. And x is equal to 28 over 5, isn't that it? .6. Now technically, they're my x's. We want the points. We need an x and a y. So you go back up to the top, and we said y is equal to 2x minus 7. We're going to sub in each of these. Y is equal to minus 7. So that point there is 0 minus 7. And y is equal to, again, 2x minus 7. What's that? 10, 11.2, 4.2. So the point is 5.6 and 4.2. Don't be getting worried about not writing it together as a point. That's just my point written as x, y. Put my two answers together because it's telling me where they intersect.